This is the version 1.4 hardware kit. The XL sticker indicates that this is for FarmBot Genesis XL, which means it will include a few extra parts in comparison to the smaller FarmBot Genesis kit. So let's take a look inside. Right off the bat, you'll probably notice a new sticker sheet. This is the pepper pack, so it includes a variety of peppers. A thank you card, which is also the getting started guide. So right here we list out all of the URLs for places to find information such as the documentation, or places to get involved such as the forum. So make sure you read through that so you understand where you can get help and where you can find information when you start working with the FarmBot. So let's see what else is inside here. So these are all the parts included in the hardware kit box. We already talked about these. The V wheels we discussed in the aluminum extrusions video. So there's 30 of these pre-assembled included in the hardware kit box. You'll find the magnets for the tools located in the hardware kit box. The UTM has come pre-assembled, which I'll talk about in just a bit. And so these magnets here are only used for the tools, and we included some extras so you could build your own tools if you want. This is the vacuum pump tube. This is located inside the hardware box. In version 1.4, we switched to a silicon rubber material to better resist UV degradation and to prevent any kind of chemical reactions that the tubing might have with other materials. If you're looking for the water tubes, those are located in the main carton. You'll also find the lead screw block and the belts. With the Genesis XL, we're going to include longer belts for both the Y and X axis. So these are the XL versions. The ones in the FarmBot Genesis kit will be a little bit smaller than these. There'll be a bag filled with a whole bunch of hardware components, M5 screws, lock nuts, M3 parts, spacers, eccentric spacers, washers, etc. Included with all the version 1.4 kits is a new component. These are the dowel pins used to help align and keep aligned the aluminum extrusions. So these are inserted into the holes in the aluminum extrusions and allow you to align them end to end more easily. So as an example, these dowel pins can be inserted into the track extrusions like this. You can insert two, and then the other track extrusion can be positioned onto the other half of the dowel pins, and that helps keep everything nice and lined up so that the V wheels can roll over the joint very smoothly. So with the FarmBot Genesis kits, we include a number of those, enough to assemble all of the track extrusions. And with the Genesis XL, we include more, both for the track extrusions and for the gantry main beam. In this box, you will find the solenoid valve. And in this one, you'll find the vacuum pump. In this box, you will find the UTM, which now comes completely pre-assembled. The UTM also has an all-new design. It's a single injection molded component as opposed to a machined component with a separate cover in version 1.2 and version 1.3. The new UTM features a PCB on the inside, and that has 12 gold-plated pogo pins pre-mounted to make the electrical connection with the tools. This UTM is 100% backwards compatible with all the version 1.2 and version 1.3 tools. So effectively it operates the same, but it comes pre-assembled and it has more reliable performance. The PCB is held in by the 3 magnets and their corresponding screws, which are secured into the UTM with molded in brass inserts in the plastic part. You'll see that the X profile O-rings come pre-installed, and on the top side, so do the brass, the barbed adapters here. if you look on the inside here, the top of the UTM PCB has pin headers that correspond to the new connectors on the UTM cable. So the UTM cable can be connected here much more easily than before, and then the UTM cable shroud covers this opening here to prevent rain from entering the UTM. This is a huge improvement from version 1.2 and version 1.3 UTMs, because now you can just pull this out of the box, mount it with the 2 screws, connect the tubes, and plug in the cable, and you're good to go. You no longer have to do the tedious and difficult assembly process of zip tying the UTM cable to the electronic screws and tightening all those little nuts down. In case one of these pogo pins becomes loose and you lose them, we included 2 extras along with the jam nuts, which are on the back side here. So in case you need to replace one of these pogo pins, you can pull this whole PCB out by undoing these 3 screws here, and you can replace the pogo pins. Also in the hardware kit box are the FarmBot tools, including a 3mm and 2mm hex driver, the box drivers, a Phillips screwdriver for mounting the track end plates and joining plates, as well as the tool bays, and some other small tools. Included with every kit is some Teflon tape that is used for the brass adapters and the pressure regulator and the solenoid valve to make sure that your water connections are leak-free. We've also included this outdoor cord protector, which can be used to better protect the electrical connection between your power supply and an extension cord. So you can open up this cord protector and insert the power supply cable as well as an extension cord, make the connection, and close it up. And this is not submersible in water, but it is going to better protect that extension cord connection in the rain. Also in the hardware kit box are the GT2 pulleys, the eccentric spacers, the M5 T-nuts, the flex coupling, soil sensor PCB, the lure lock needles with covers and the lure lock adapter, 3 sizes of zip ties used throughout the kit, the micro SD card and an SD card adapter for loading FarmBot OS onto the FarmBot, and some red plastic golf tees, which we use as camera calibration objects. And there's information in the documentation for how to use these to calibrate your camera. So that is everything in the version 1.4 hardware kit box.